our EMOM volume training week. So the lift for the EMOM volume training will be reverse grip barbell row. And so the row is going to be a supported row. That means your head is supported on something, typically the bench at an incline. That way you can't jerk. If you see people doing rows at the gym or on social media, typically they'll be jerking the weight like this. But if you really want to work the lats and not really your glutes and low back, you want to have your head supported. That way the only thing that can really work are the lats, rear delts, and of course your biceps. But the weight's going to be much less than normal. No one really cares how much you're lifting. It'll be about fatiguing that muscle and getting the muscle to grow, as well as staying healthy and preventing injuries in the long term. Because if you ever get injured, then you can't lift, and then you're going to lose whatever you've gained anyway. So the proper way to do the row, or at least the supported row, the one I like to do, having your head on something, typically a bench at 30 to 45 degrees. That way that keeps your hip and trunk angle at about 90 degrees, so parallel to the floor. And so the more acute the angle, so from here to here, this is 90 degrees. As I start to come up, this angle becomes more obtuse or bigger. And you can see from here to my trunk, see how big this angle is. So it's a larger or more obtuse angle. That's going to be working more of the upper back. So eventually, if you stand up and lift the weight, that's a shrug, which is the most proximal muscle of the traps. So for 90 degrees, it's going to be more of the lats here. And that's what we want anyway. So that's another good reason to do supported rows and not worry about the weight. You'll see some people with the barbell at the gym like this, and then they come up and row. See how high this angle is? So they're not even getting a lot of their lats, they're getting a lot of their traps and rhomboids anyway. So supported, stick your butt back, that keeps your back straight. That's the most important thing, is keeping the back straight. And then pulling either to the bottom of the chest or the belly button. Keeping the elbows close to your side. So elbows are staying close to your side, just like this. Today, like I said, we'll be doing supine grip or underhand, like this. All right, we just finished our primary EMOM lift. We're gonna do another EMOM set. This one you don't need to find a 10 rep max first because it's just pull-ups. If you don't know how to do a pull-up or wanna refresh on how to do a pull-up properly, you can click the link in the top right. So what do you do if you can't do pull-ups? So with doing this EMOM set, you need to probably be able to do 8 to 10 pull-ups in one set when you're fresh. Otherwise, as the later sets, you're going to be really fatigued and you may not be able to get 1 or 2 reps, which isn't going to be as beneficial. You should at least be able to get 8 to 10 on your own. That way, as you start to get tired, you can probably get 3 to 4 reps per set. So what can you do? You can use bands. You can get these at any online website that sells fitness equipment, pretty much. They're not too expensive. They come with different resistance strengths. So you tie it over the barbell like that, you pull it down. You can put one knee inside of it. So the only thing you need to watch out for is you get tired when you're finished. If you bring your knee up like this, it'll hit you in the face. So how do you prevent that? As you're finished, hold on to it, so pull down, and then bring your leg out. So the bands will help you get more pull-ups because as it's loaded, it's going to try to shoot you up to the ceiling. Just like this. And even people who are strong and think they don't need bands, bands are very useful. I like to use them because it lets you pull all the way up. Because remember, this would be your full range of motion with this much of your chest over the bar. But most people can't do that for 10 reps for sure, maybe 1 or 2. So bands are actually a good way to change up your workout routine and just use them normally, even if you have the strength to do 10 pull-ups in one. All right, now we're gonna do seated cable row. This one, you need separate handles instead of using the barbell or a bar. Most gyms have separate handles for cable row. The reason why is because we're gonna be doing an alternating static hold. So you row with both, then one stays back, this one comes up, this one comes forward. That's 2 reps, 3, 4, 4. The reason why we're doing that is because while this one is keeping the weight held back here, that's creating a bunch of time under tension, or the amount of time that muscle has to work. And time under tension is a very important feature or aspect of muscle growth or hypertrophy, which is what we're trying to do at the moment. So that is why we're doing it like this. So this would be a good exercise to use straps, or I'm going to use handles, because your forearms are going to be holding onto that weight for quite a long period of time. So they probably, or they might give out before your back does. So that is why I am using these. But you don't want to use them every time, because you do want to make sure your grip strength gets trained as well. And also don't do a lot of jerking, which you'll see at the gym. So none of this. Because that's not actually working your lats, because that's actually trunk extension. And we're not trying to work our trunk, we're trying to work our lats. So seated rows are going to focus more on the scapular retractors, so rhomboids, your middle traps, and rear delts. I always want to at least incorporate one horizontal pulling motion because we want to strengthen rear delts and your scapular retractors, because you want your posture to be nice and correct. So these are horizontal barbell rows or pull-ups. These are a good exercise if you can't do traditional pull-ups, but since we're already fatigued because we're doing these at the end of the workout, they will definitely be hard. So you can make it easier or harder depending on where you put the barbell. So you can do these with a free weight barbell or a Smith machine. So to make this very hard, what you would do is have it probably this low, and you put your feet on a bench. That way you're parallel to the ground. We're not going to do that right now. So your feet are on the ground, and you're trying to touch your chest with the bar, where your back is not touching the ground when you come down on a full stretch. On a full stretch. So this is going to be too hard for me. I'm already fatigued. So to make it easier, the higher you go, so your feet will be on the ground. The angle changes, and now I can almost touch my chest to the barbell. There you go. So I could probably only get 3 or 4 like that. So we'll go just a tad bit higher. And so if you can't do a pull-up, this would be a good exercise to do, like the EMOM Pullup set we did. And as you get stronger and stronger, start pushing the barbell down to where you're horizontal, and then eventually try pull-up. That's a good way to progress to eventually be able to do a pull-up if you can't do those. So we're going to do this supersetted with dumbbell incline rows. So we're going to do these angled horizontal body weight row, supersetted with incline dumbbell row. This one will be done first. That way the back will be fatigued and the biceps, so you don't need as much weight with the dumbbells. This one's going to be more of, again, scapular retractors because it's kind of a horizontal row. And then this one, because of the angle, it's going to be more of the upper back, but not quite pure traps because it's not a complete vertical row. So upper traps, rhomboids, some lats, rear delt, things like that. Keep your head on the bench so you're not jerking your neck, and that way the weight will even be less than you typically do because you can't jerk it. Again, good form is the most important thing. So max reps here, 10 reps there. You're trying to touch your chest to the bar on this one. For these, if you can't get at least 5 per set, move the barbell up. That means it's too heavy. Okay, for cardio, doing pull-ups, since we did back today, always incorporate whatever muscle group you worked out for cardio, or at least I like to do that. So it's an alternating ascending, descending exercise set. So 10 pull-ups, 5 calories on the bike, 8 pull-ups, 10 calories on the bike, 6, 15, 4, 20, 2, and 5. 12-minute time cap. This will take the most time, at least on the Echo bike for sure. If you don't have a bike, you can do burpees, so same number for burpees. Or if you don't have calories on a bike, just do a distance. You could do like 0.5 mile, 0.4, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1, whatever you can do. Just to clarify on these, it's not you do 5 and then you do 5 more to reach 10 and then 5 more to reach 15. It's you do 5, then you do 10 total, which is 15 total that you've done so far. Then this round you're gonna do 15, which would be 30 total so far. This round is 20, which is 50 total. This round is 25, which comes out to 75 calories total you would have done after the workout. And since we did regular pull-ups during our workout, if you have the ability to, try to change up your grip. You can do supine grip. I'm going to do neutral grip pull-ups. You can do close grip. Just do something different if you want to, just to change it up, because you might be a little fatigued with the other grip. All right, here we go.